So when I was 16, I decided I wanted to be a professional musician. That was also the same time, music was just a hobby for me, like playing sport or anything else, right? It was just something I did. But when I was 16, that was when I started to get more involved in the university. I had contact with better, more experienced musicians, the professors, the people in the National Orchestra in New Zealand. And that was when the whole kind of classical world sort of like exploded. We're always just trying to be as consistent as possible, as accurate as possible, and as beautiful as possible the whole time. What the style should be, what sound belongs to a certain composer. Trying to realize like a perfect version of what the composer wrote on the notes, right? Because I mean, the music doesn't exist till you start playing it, right? And so then when you're playing an orchestra, you're trying to realize that together in a stylistic, appropriate way for what Bach should sound like, or or what the conductor thinks the Bach should sound like. So that's quite a limited kind of, whereas like a jazz musician, they have no rules basically, right? Well, there's certain rules, but if you play like a jazz standard by John Coltrane or something, right, it will sound completely different depending on the musician who plays it. So that was my dream then, to become a professional musician. And then 10 years later, I achieved it. It was a lot of practice in between, a lot of like studying, living in different places. But what you don't think about is what comes after that, like what comes after your dream, or you need new dreams or bigger dreams or different dreams. And then you start to be aware that actually what everyone told you before is not actually like the whole story. Since I got a job and sorted out that major like life challenge, right, like living and having enough money to support yourself, now I've been thinking a lot more about that kind of thing, like spent most of my life up until now just focusing on this one tiny little strand of classical music. So I have a few extra little hobbies now. I'm trying to get better at improvisation and trying to do other things apart from playing the orchestra, like more chamber music, more quartet. I always like playing string quartet a lot. There where you have one of 4 instead of one of 65, so you have more space to be an individual. And what else are we doing here on this planet if we're not trying to, expand our consciousness or something, right? Expand how we see the world, not just see it in one way. Music's just the same thing.